been wanting to do a Zepp song, and I settled on Celebration Day, and as I dug into it with my research, as you know, I had the song all figured out with, quote, the way Page plays it, including live. There's a few more licks in it, but for the most part it's the same. And I heard a slide guitar in it, so I started researching the slide. There was no lessons on the slide parts. There was nothing about it until I found an article. It's from Guitar World. John Paul Jones actually did an article for about 6 or 8 months with them. I think it's the June of '97 article. He talks about that this opening was actually him on a lap steel guitar with a weird tuning called A7. So I started looking that up, and again I found another article where a guy had interviewed him and he said the same thing. He goes, now you know why Jimmy Page played it live, it never sounded exactly like the recording. So it made a lot of sense, and I did my research, and here we are. So I'm going to show you the open part. I'm in tune to A7. We'll go over the tuning. I've got my notes below. I'm going to go over the Page part, including the solo, which is done on a normal tuned guitar off of the third album. So you'll have a complete lesson. I've also included below the tab a link to the article that interviews John Paul Jones, which I found real interesting. So as I have in my notes, the tab you can download, Open A7 is basically the E string tuned up to an A. Of course, the 5th string stays the same at A. The D string will tune down to an A, okay? The G string we tune up to an E. The B string we tune down to a G. And then the 1st string we tune to down to a C. Alright, so we got 3 A's. And then E, G, C. So we're going to be sliding from the 9th to the 10th fret on basically the 3rd and 2nd and 1st string. All right. So what we want to do will be on the 9th fret, slide to 10. All right. These are 16th notes, almost 32nd notes, but 16th notes you can count 1 eanda, 2 eanda. All right. And then we're going to slide again from 9 to 10 with a 3 eanda, 4 eanda. So we have this slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we're going to do is slide 9 to 10 3 times. So it'll be 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda. On 4 eanda, we're going to slide from 10 to 11. All right? So it'll sound like this. Then we end up sliding up to 12 and finishing off with 1 full count. 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. Alright. Personally, I'm a feel player, but I understand that's the counting, so if you want to work with that. After that, we have this lick, okay? And I was debating whether it was, because we're on slide, you can do it with your fingers. So I'll show you that in the Page part, but it sounded really good with the slide. And again, because this song is so fast, you can really flow with it with the slide. Okay, so for the lick in the intro, this is the only time it's done in the song. After we're coming off that last full count at the 12th fret, all right, we're going to hit the open 5th string, and then we're going to slide from 12 to 10, strike 10, come back to 12, slide back to 9. Okay, so, and you'll hit 9. All right. When we hit 9, we're going to come to 11, slide back to 9. I'm sorry, that's 10. Then we come back one more time, 10, hit it again, and then one more time and slide back. And then you got your open A to start the lick one more time. Alright, so together slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Start into, now I name this a tag because it's outside of the verse. Once he starts singing, we're doing the same rhythm, but between the singing there's a measure that's a little bit different. So we'll talk to that when we get to it. So let's talk about this tag first. We're going to slide to the 3rd fret and then open. And then about from the 8th fret, slide up to 12. And that's on the 4th string. Alright, so our 3rd to open will be on the 5th string. And then on the 4th string, slide from about 8 to 12. When we get to 12, we'll do another 16th measure. It's going to be a 1 E and a 2 E and. It's a 1.5 count. Again, I'm a field player, so I just kind of go by my ear, if you will. But if you want to count it, it's 1 E and a 2 E and then you're back into the next, let's see, would this be quarter measure? All right. So what we have so far. Alright, from there, what we're going to do is slide from 3 to 4 and then hit open. Alright, then what we do is slide from 7 down to 10, open A, 7 to 9, open A, and then 7 slid back. Alright, so we have this. Okay, so I know it's kind of weird. It's weird teaching slide, but again, we're going to slide 3, 4 to open. And then from 7 to 10, open, 7, 9, open, 7, slid back. Alright, then you hit that open A string after we slide back. We start again. So you can see how that repeats, all right? That's a full measure, 2 times through it, all right? So let's do it together again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the tag. We'll repeat that exact same thing as he starts singing. He'll sing with that, again, for that measure. Then he doesn't sing. Now, when Paige takes a break between the verse here, we're going to do this. We're going to just start it out just like we have. Then what we're going to do, because we're tuned to A, I found it sounds better if we do the 3 to 4 here on the 4th string. And then open A. Because we're going to hit another open A, which is a 6th string. Alright, it's just a little bit deeper and it matches the rhythm. So we have this. Let me play it so you can get it in your head. So that's what I heard when I heard the slide guitar, because this one's prominent in the mix. I'm like, there's a slide in this, and that started my adventure. So the chorus, and it's amazing how once you play this with the slide, how it fits in. It's just beautiful. We're going to slide into the 3rd fret. This will be on the 4th and 3rd string primarily. Then we're going to slide up to 10. Then we go all the way up to 15, back to 13. And then to 8. Alright, so we have this so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll slide from 8 kind of past 3 and back to 3. We'll hit 3 again, back up to 10, 15 to 13. Then what we're doing is following Page's lead with the F7th to E7th. Alright? So we're just playing the top 3 strings, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the 8th fret to 7th fret. So it's a down, up, and then up, up, and then down, up, up, up. And then we're back into the verse, the 2nd verse, all right? We'll go through the 2nd verse just like we did with the 1st verse, minus the intro, quote, tag, all right? And then we're into the 2nd chorus. Just went over the chorus, it's exactly the same. Then we go into the solo rhythm. The solo rhythm is the chorus rhythm again. So we're just doing and then we're going into the outro. Okay, so really the solo rhythm is the chorus. We go into a 3rd verse, which is just the same as the 2nd verse, and the outro will just be completely repeated. It's the 2nd measure of the lead. So we're not going to be going down to 10 and 9 and 7 and back. We're just going to be hitting that open A. So it'll sound like this. And that just kind of repeats out. Page does a couple little licks in there. I'll show you how to improvise over that when we get to that section next. But that is all of the slide guitar part that, again, my research led me to. So hope you enjoy that part. We'll go over the Page part next. So Page's guitar part, normal tuning, will sound like this. Okay, for the intro, we're playing dominant 7ths, which sound fine over the 7th that John Paul Jones is doing, but it's a little bit different. So think of it as a D form reversed, all right? So we're going to start out on the 5th fret 2nd string, and then the 6th fret of the 1st and 3rd. That'll slide up a half step. And again, the count is 1 E and a 2 E and a. Then we'll slide up again with our 3 E and a 4 E and a. Then we're going to slide up, slide up, slide up with a 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Then we go 4 E and a up to, this would be 7 and 8. And then we're going to slide up to 9 and 8. with a full 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. So that's the timing of it. But again, like I said, I'm a field player, so I just kind of go with what sounds right in my head. So let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, we're going to go into a lick. Now, this lick, we're going to hit this open 5th string to start it out with. Then it's muted as we play the rest of the notes. We're going to pull off on the 4th string from 7 to 5 and hit 5 again, and then pull off again from 7 to 5, hitting 4. And then we pull off from 5 to 4, hitting 4, 5 to 4. Then we're going to hit 5 again, and then 5 pulled off to 4. Then we go back to the A. And then this repeats. Alright, so let's do that whole lick together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, there's another little A note. It's kind of a pickup because it's the only time he does it. And then we're going to hit the 3rd, that's on the 5th string, all right? So we're going to hit, and then 3rd fret to open, no bend. Then we're going to take the 4th string, slide up from the 2nd fret up to 7, and play this full dominant 7th chord. All right? So what we'll be doing there, this A dominant 7, is our A note on the 4th string, 7th fret. On the 3rd string will be at the 9th fret, 2nd string, 8th fret, and 1st string, 9th fret. So that count is 1 E and a 2 E and. Then we come back and repeat or start the lick again. The 2nd chord of the measure is a little bit different. All right, so let's go through what we have to this point. Let's take it from the open to the 3 to the open and slide up. All right, so we'll have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, at that point, what we're going to do is hit the 3rd fret of the 5th string with a slight pull down to an A power chord. And then we're going to pull off from 5 to 2 on the 4th string, hitting 2. And then pull off from 4 to 2 on that 4th string, hitting 2 again. Then we're going to go back to the 5th string with a pull down on the 3rd fret to open. Then we're going to go right to 3 to open, no pull down. That leads you back into the 2nd half of the measure of the verse. And these, again, this is consistent, unlike the slide guitar, which kind of varies. This page brings in and out of the mix, but this is consistent throughout the song. All right, so let's take it from the little tag note, the open 5th string, to 3 and open. Because the 2nd measure doesn't have that tag note. We just go right to the 3 to open. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, it'll repeat for another measure without the tag note. and then you're into the chorus. So, all right, so the chorus on the normal tune guitar sound like this. So what we're going to do is start with our C power chord on the 5th fret root. All right, we'll be adding our pinky back to 5. Then we'll do a walk up, open 2nd fret of the 6th string, and then play a G power chord to our pinky at the 7th fret, back to G twice. Then we go up to an A power chord, to a A sharp power chord, add our pinky, and then hit it twice. Alright, to that point, what we have so far is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do a walk up to an F, so we'll hit the open 6th string to an F power chord twice. Add our pinky, the 5th fret of that 5th string, back to the F. Then we'll hit F twice. Then our pinky back to the F. Alright, then it starts over. So let's go over that first half of the measure before we get into the second half, which changes a little bit with the F7 and E7. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Start again. What we do after our pinky on this A sharp is hit the A sharp twice back to the pinky. Then we end it on an F7th to an E7. Alright, if you're not familiar with that chord, it starts on the 5th string at the 8th fret, 7th fret on the 4th string, bringing our 3rd string back down on 8, and then 6 on the 2nd string. Just move that down a half step to E. Alright, so that is really the chorus, and then we start the verse, and so much other than the solo and the ending licks, that is what he does verbatim. I mean, it's just kind of over and over again. So the solos sound like this. Yes! So to start the solo off, we'll be at the 15th fret. Alright, we're going to bend that up once, twice. The 3rd time we'll bend and release to 13, and then we'll bend 15 one more time to unbent. So it'll sound like this. Then we hit the 12th fret of the 3rd string. Then we're going to hit 12 again, but hammer onto 14, catching 13. Alright, this move is real important, and if you practice it, you'll get it down, because once you go to that 13th fret, we're going to pull off from 15 back to 13, hitting 14 on the 3rd. And that happens happens twice, all right? So it's almost like one move. All right, so to that point so far, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we come back to 13 on the second string, 15 back to 13. Then we're going to catch 15 on the first to 15 on the second, bent 3 times. All right, so that first measure of the solo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Change positions. We're going to go up here to the 5th fret. All right, we're going to pull off from 8 to 5 on the first string, 8 to 5 on the second string twice, and then 7, 5 pulled off on the third string. So we have this. Then we're going to take the 7th fret of that third string, bend it up 2 times. The third time we'll bend, pull off, and release to 5. Then back to 7 bent and 7 unbent. And landing on 5 on the 4th string. Alright, so that second measure from the pull off on the first string, 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point, what we're going to do is hammer 5 to 7 on the 4th string, coming down to the 3rd string, 5, hammer on to 7, pulled off back to 7, 5, landing on 7 on the 4th string, and we'll do that twice. Alright, so we have this. Then we're going to go 3rd string, 5, 7, back to 5 twice. Alright, so let's take that second measure together, starting with the first string pull off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide up on the 3rd string to 9, and then we're going to catch the first string at 8. Then we're going to do that same kind of idea on the 3rd and 2nd string, but this will be sliding up to 14, hitting 13 twice, back and forth. So this is where hybrid picking comes in, because it's nice to use your finger to catch that first string versus your pick on the 3rd string. Alright, so maybe I'll show it to you this way. And then just slide it down a half fret and do the same 4 notes. If you pick it, that's fine. Same sound, but you know, again, it's so quick, you really want to use a hybrid picking. So from the very top, let's go over the whole solo, because I just absolutely love this solo. 1, 2, 3, 4.